AITA for telling my estranged parents to accept that they lost their only child. My parents had my sister and I 18 for a year apart. My sister died a few weeks ago. I was already estranged from them. My sister was severely disabled and had a number of medical problems related to her birth. She wasn't able to eat, walk, talk, or do anything for herself. For as long as I can remember, my parents were either working or dedicating all their time to her. Anytime I wasn't a perfectly behaved, perfectly independent child, I was met with anger from them. Like when I struggled to stay awake in kindergarten because some of the machines in mine and my sister's room kept me up all night. I got a stern talk about how it was a disruption they didn't need, or when my teacher started to think I was dyslexic, they accused me of faking it for attention and grounded me for several days. When I complained to my grandma about feeling unwanted and she went after them over it, I got yelled at and called a spoiled brat. I was left alone in the hospital when I got my tonsils out and when I had appendicitis and they needed to remove those too. My dad grumbled on the way home both times about how much of their time I took up. When my sister ended up in the hospital for 2 months age 10 and my parents left me home alone, I called grandma and she stayed with me. She also called CPS a few times over the years but nothing changed, and when my parents found out they were angry that I got them into trouble with her. I have so much more I could say, but there's just too much I could rant about. When I was 16 I made the decision I needed to leave and I told them I was going. They rolled their eyes, but I moved in with grandma and nothing happened. So I stayed with her and still live with her today. Grandma went to my sister's funeral but I did not. I also did not speak to my parents directly after she died. Grandma did, very briefly. After the funeral was over and I guess once they realized they had nobody, they tried to reach out to me. I told them to accept they had lost their only child and to leave me alone because there was nothing they could do for me after 18 years. They were crying and angry and told me I was so cruel and my sister is dead and I'm trying to punish them when they're grieving the worst loss imaginable. AITA.